Welcome to the Adapt Collective, where we talk all things health, wellness, and movement.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back, Adapters. It's my pleasure to bring you another episode of the Adapt Collective, a fitness, health, and performance podcast at Adapt North Miami Beach, hosted by coaches, trainers, therapists, business leaders. Each episode explores strength training, fat loss, nutrition, recovery, movement, longevity, leadership, and habits that drive long-term success. And whether you're looking to improve your fitness, health, performance, or quality of life, you'll gain practical insights and real-world strategies that you can apply immediately, hopefully. Each episode or new episodes get released every other week, so to speak, twice a month, first and third Tuesday of the month. Make sure you follow us on the socials. And today is episode 22, and the last couple episodes, we've been spotlighting some of our members that we absolutely love and that we call our ravers at Adapt. And hopefully you've been listening to these spotlights, because our community wouldn't exist without these members. They bring so much value. And today I am honored because not only did you just hear her voice in our intro, but at the same time, she's been not employed. She probably could, but she's been a member of the month as well. She is the voice of Adapt Collective, Miss Emily Cleary.
Woohoo, that's me.
And
yes.
And your Instagram name, plug it for me.
Soulful Soul.
Soulful Soul.
SOLEFULSOUL. My alias is Soleil. That's the other version of me.
Okay, so you got different aliases.
Yes.
Good. Depending on the circumstance.
Yes.
And so to give members, and I got this from Spotify, and we'll get into it a little bit, but Soleil, right, is a soulful singer, songwriter who is originally from New York and now resides in Miami and has performed countless of stages nationally and internationally. She uses her powerful and polished vocals to tell tales with soulful, bluesy, and rhythmic delivery. Soleil has been interviewed by and featured on various radio stations and media outlets such as Billboard AR, Dancing Astronaut, EDM Success, Rolling Stone In, Your Milk, We Rave You, Elevator, The Hype Magazine, 102.7 The Beach, Miami. She has won contest and gained recognition from Sony Music, SoundCloud, Reverb Nation. Soleil played live shows sponsored by Spirit Airlines.
R.I.P.
The good old days. Bands in town, downtown Miami, and has performed at special events such as FedEx Formula One corporate events, the Funky Buddha Festival, very cool, So Far Sounds, Miami and Fort Lauderdale, and in venues like the Hard Rock Guitar Hotel and Hard Rock Live, the Underline Miami, Carney Hall, wow. And she also DJs and writes music for others, including the Adapt Collective. She also DJs our Community Saturdays. And she does that while focusing on meaningful lyrics, catchy melodic hooks and vocal productions. Now a voting member of the Recording Academy and mentor of Grammy U. Soleil is dedicated to advancing music industry on a path that benefits the creators.
I've done a lot of stuff.
Very cool.
It's cool to hear someone else read it. Thank you.
I'm like,
and that's just my
I'm
evening
like nervous.
Weekend job.
That is such. I read that and I was like, that is so cool that I'm about to get to interview somebody that like honestly, like that is. I don't know, as creative people, like I don't know that many, and I'm glad to like be friends with you too.
Thank you. Same.
That's awesome. And at the same time, you're an amazing member of our facility. For how long have you been at Adapt?
6 years. I started in COVID.
Wow. Wait, right into COVID or?
The first time I came to Adapt, I was wearing a mask.
Oh my God! So you were one of the ones that we basically waterboarded outside of Adapt, actually. So you started outside of our tent city.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It was at this facility. I know you guys had another facility that I wasn't a part of, but Yes, it might have been outside. I don't remember, but I remember wearing the mask.
Yeah. So, kind of backstory was, I think we started at that HQ that is, presently where we are at now. And that was January 2020. Pandemic hit March 2020. And so if you are in a mask situation, it's probably like July, August when I guess Florida reopened.
I think it was July.
And and originally they were allowing us to do it outside, like in open spaces. And what we did, because people were not comfortable being inside of the facility, was we basically tarped, tented out like a bunch of areas outside, and then eventually people slowly started getting more comfortable. All right, cool. Now we drew X's on the floor, like 6 feet. Wow. Okay, that long.
It's been that long. Yeah.
And I mean, before that, let's just dive into that. Before that, like, what had you done prior to Adapt? What was kind of like your fitness journey? Because you've been at it. We were talking prior to our conversation now of this episode, and your fitness journey extends pretty far beyond that.
It does, yeah. So I grew up an obese, overweight kid. I was always made fun of in school, always bullied. Didn't have good eating habits, and that was through college. And in 2012, I decided to finally make a change. And I started going to the gym 5 days a week. I met up with a friend who showed me workouts because she had lost a bunch of weight. I would do the same workout for 2 weeks, and then we'd meet up again and do a new workout. Okay. And at that point, I had also cut out all red meat from my diet and like all the junk I was eating. So a lot of soda, hot Cheetos. I loved flaming hot Cheetos. Just like all the junk, and no alcohol. I had no alcohol for almost a year.
Okay.
And I was working out at, I think it was Planet Fitness or UFit, and that's where I did everything. I was like just finishing college. I was a broke college kid. And over 9 months, I lost 80 pounds.
Okay.
Just by diet change and working out consistently 5 days a week.
How old were you at this point?
I was 21 or 22. Okay. 21, 22.
Were your parents, like, I'm guessing they weren't as active?
They were not.
Because, you said I didn't have very good eating habits. And, at that point, you're young, you're very impressionable. I mean, we still are. I still am. Mm-hmm. But, at 20-something, it's like, all right, what did you do in your teens? And that's probably a reflection of your parents as well. So.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I played a lot of different sports. Mm-hmm. I tried every sport there was. I played softball, but I was still like a big kid. I was always like the tallest one. I mean, I'm 5'9". I've always been taller, and the biggest one. So the sports didn't help because it's really the eating.
Yeah.
But my
you can
parents
only
never
beat
worked out.
metabolism so much. Or you can only beat a bad diet to some capacity. Like at some point, you'll get past those teenage years. You'll get past the 20s, and then you're like, oh. That one night, of eating bad, you're like, ooh, I see that. And then eventually into your late 30s, and I'm just starting to really experience that. All right, now the collective of 2 or 3 nights, like, ooh, that starts really compounding. And now you're like, oh,
it's different now. It's much harder to lose weight.
A lot different.
It changes your energy a lot too.
Yeah. Okay, and then let's fast forward. You said you started with us in the pandemic. Why Adapt?
I feel like I saw an email. Maybe I'm on the email list for like the cities.
Okay.
North Miami, whatever. Maybe you guys posted that you were doing a community workout in the city. Maybe I saw it on Instagram.
Okay.
And I think that's how I found out about it. But prior to that, I was at LA Fitness. I was using ClassPass. I've always preferred a studio style gym. Like I was at another gym in Coral Gables when I worked there. I was at True Fusion. I was at Sweat 440. Like wherever I worked, I worked out.
Convenience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I was going to LA and I was like, I hate this. Everything's always full. It's always crazy in here, and it's like not what I was looking for. And there was no community there.
Okay.
So that's how I think I originally found out about Adapt, was a community Saturday.
And what better way of developing community than through a pandemic too?
Yes, exactly. Oh my gosh, it was a lonely time.
It really was. But I'm so glad that we went through that. It definitely, I'm gonna be very interested to see how we remember that part of history, because
I know,
there's definitely a lot of takeaways, definitely. Okay, and so obviously you've had a back and forth relationship with fitness, right? Because okay, early childhood, right, not so great eating habits, right? Then you lose weight, right? I did see a picture of you. Was that the same time?
That was probably it was like a before and after picture. So that was before I was singing.
Okay.
It was a picture of me singing, yeah. And then after, yeah, I was doing CrossFit at that time. And
Okay.
yoga, I was very thin. I had no muscle. I was like 5'9", 155. Like
So you lose all this
smallest I've
weight, but
ever
you were
been.
like super.
I was flat like an iPad.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a rectangle.
Yeah. It's like, but at that point you're like, you don't feel
also-
good too.
yeah.
Like, you still don't feel good. You're like, oh, I feel weak too. Like,
Yeah, I think at that time I wasn't thinking about it that way.
yeah. You're like, oh, I
I was
shed
just
weight.
like, finally, I
Yes.
can wear a bikini. Like, I
Okay.
can feel,
Yeah.
I remember that first moment putting on a bikini on the beach.
Okay.
But yeah, it was very slim.
Okay. So you're still dealing with that. I wouldn't say body dysmorphia, but
I mean, I still do deal with that. So yeah.
okay. Can you shed some light on that? How so?
I mean, even recently, like, so I had gained weight and then I lost weight, like, more recently.
Okay.
But sometimes, like, it might be ordering something and not knowing my size, or like, if I have a bad night or couple nights of eating, in my head I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna gain weight.
Yeah.
You know, so it's those things that I struggle with as far as like the body dysmorphia.
Okay.
I don't have a scale
Yeah.
because it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I have a pair of pants that I use as my measurement system.
Okay.
So in that way, I think is how I struggle. I mean, it's better than it used to be, though.
Okay. I'm asking that because it definitely when you talk with people that it's played a part in their life so early into their life, they're like, it's really something psychological, not just obviously yes, physically, right, you struggle with it, but it goes beyond that, and it's interesting to see, like, it's an ongoing cycle of like having to deal with that continuously. Mm-hmm. And like, I think right now it's a really hard time because people want that instant, like, hey, I want to lose weight, and then one night and like you said, you get on the scale and you're up and you're like, oh my god, like, all right, should I go to the doc and talk to them about some pharmaceutical and like get on a GLP or whatever the case may be, and not demeaning that choice, because some people need it, right? Some people, that's their option, but people sometimes forget the other aspects, right? Forget that, hey, it's important to, yes, you may be doing that, but are you establishing the right proper habits? And then when you are, okay, hey, are you giving yourself the grace of like, hey, you're gonna have moments where, all right, you work, like late night, right? So it's like, that's gonna have a little bit of an effect, right? Because you're singing and all of a sudden you're up till 2-3 in the morning, and that's gonna disrupt your cortisol level, and now you have this inflammatory response where, like, all right, hey, that could be the reason why you stepped on that scale that morning, and now you are up that 1 or 2 pounds. So it's understanding that, hey, you sometimes need to give yourself that grace of like, it's okay. And that was something really cool that I wanted to bring and spotlight, because people such as yourself and a lot of people deal with this every day in and day out. And I saw the post that you made, right? And it really resonated. And for you viewers, I was trying to do my homework and being as prepared as possible for our interview. And there was a post. I wish I could share it. I'm not there in terms of like putting up the post, but you were. It's like a picture of you like modeling or whatever the case may be. It's a nice photo, by the way.
Thank you.
You got to share the
It was from a
photographer.
shoot. Yeah.
But I believe. Let me see if I have the caption here. When I was 5 years old, I wanted to be a singer and a business owner. And as I got older, I know I wanted to travel the world. Now, decades later, that a little girl that little girl in those photos is doing exactly what she said and she wanted to do, and then some. Every time I feel like I'm not where I want to be, or have to start on the next idea I've come with, parentheses, every week it's something new, close parentheses, I have to take a step back and realize I'm really living in my purpose. And then I thought about that because that resonates at so many levels. Obviously, yes, in terms of like feeling accomplished, traveling, and where you're at from a business standpoint and from your music career, but it, very much so from your physical fitness and where you're at from your view with your weight, and I think it's so hard because it's like we always know where we want to be, right? Like especially how I want to look and whatever the case may be, and we forget to sometimes look at you. Look how far you've come.
Yeah, 100%.
And when was the last time you scrolled down your Instagram and actually looked at picture?
At that picture?
Yeah.
Maybe like a week and a half ago.
Okay.
Because I'm looking to like hire someone to help me with social media.
Okay.
So
there was a purpose for it.
Doing some strategy. But yeah, I mean, I agree with what you said, and I think Instagram and socials is a nice digital collection of everything that you've done, right? I mean, it's a highlight reel.
Yeah,
I don't post
sure.
all of the bad things that happen because that happens to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
But it is important to be able to just take a step back and reflect because, I mean, we were also talking about this. Like, we're always just like one foot in front of the other, trying to run to the next thing, and how it's very much American hustle culture and how it's very much being influenced by social media and the next person, and especially living in Miami, like everyone wants a Ferrari because it's all there is. But again, I don't know, success and happiness are relative because if you've never seen a Ferrari, how could you want one?
Yeah.
So taking a step back to reflect and just understand you can only like do one thing at a time, and the Rome wasn't built in a day, is really important because then you get ahead of yourself. I struggle with anxiety sometimes too, so like I just have to take a chill pill sometimes.
Yeah, like, woosah, remember your pressure points.
Yes. This was me yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh, just take it a second, girl.
Yeah. Talk to me about your travels. You are like, I'm like talking to Carmen Sandiego over here.
A little bit, yeah.
I'm vicariously living through some of your explorations.
Thank you.
What's the most exotic place you've been to of late?
Exotic?
And exotic could be subjected to everybody, but like what comes to mind?
Well, I mean, I just got back from Africa in June.
Okay.
I went to Kenya and I went to Zanzibar, which is an island off of the coast of Tanzania.
Okay.
And that was really cool. I did a safari. And
nice.
I got to feed giraffes, and that was a dream trip. Another amazing. I've been to a lot of countries this year. This wasn't the plan, but
okay, your passport's really
it's full.
dope.
The goal is to hit 40 countries total visited.
Okay.
In my lifetime this year, I'm at 36.
Okay, we're close.
By the end of August, it'll be 39, and then in October it'll be 40. So
very cool.
Hitting the goal. It's been like 12 countries already this year.
Wow. Okay,
a lot.
You said that you'll be at 36 or 38?
I'm at 36 now.
And you'll be
in August I'm going to doing the Balkans, some of the Balkans, so cool. Croatia, Slovenia, and Montenegro.
Oh, dope.
And then in October I'm going to China.
Say hi to Tadej Pogačar for me from Slovenia.
Sure. I don't know who that is.
He's a world-class cyclist. He's like the Michael Jordan right now. Cycling.
You got it.
He won the Tour de France, and he's a badass Slovenian. So
nice.
Anyway, very cool, awesome. And I wanted to ask you, you're a person that travels quite a bit, and this is a great question for people that travel quite a bit. Where's your headspace in terms of like potentially keeping some type of activity while you are traveling? Because I wanted to really ask you this because you like I know you travel a lot, and I'm always like, oh, I see your posts and whatever the case may be. I wanted to know like how do you go about that? Because you said like sometimes I get anxiety from like like, all right, am I doing enough? Am I not doing enough? And so on, so on. So how do you balance that with your travels?
I think it depends on the kind of trip and how long the trip is. So On shorter trips that I'm staying like in hotels that have gyms and stuff, I bring like a weighted jump rope and I bring like a band.
Okay, perfect, easy.
And do something,
Yeah.
you know. I often like say if I'm just going to New York to visit family or whatever, I'm walking all the time, so it helps a lot.
Those days you're just over 10,000 steps.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. I'm also like much more conscious of what I'm eating in general. In general, not so much on vacation, but I'll be doing some hiking, you know, like on the trip coming up. I don't always get to work out, you know, but I'm always out all day long.
Yeah.
And in general, the food is cleaner, not in America.
Not as inflammatory and
when you're not in America. So, but I really just try to make healthy choices. Like if I'm not working out, I will try and do something though. Like even if there's no gym.
Go for a walk or like something
in the room,
a little bit more intentional.
You know, exactly. Swim in the pool.
Crazy, just a little bit of intention.
Something because I also sometimes feeling like getting restless. Yeah, like my legs will start like.
One, it'll also ease for when you do come back, right? Like, all right, hey, I kept some type of routine, right? Where it's like, all right, I purposely made it a choice of like, even if it's 10, 15 minutes to kind of block out that mental headspace for that. Because if you just, if like you said, you can be passively, all right, hey, I'm walking, I'm hiking quite a bit. But unless you actually set that mental headspace, when you do come back, if you haven't done it, like let's say your trip was 10 days, like now you got to really reset and like, oh, that first day you're kind of like dragging. And some people can't afford to like not think about it, right? They don't turn it on and off like that. So like that helps you kind of transition back and it makes it that much easier where it's like, oh, okay, today that first day back wasn't as hard as mentally, right? It's always gonna be a struggle physically because it's like, all right, you haven't been fully working out and but I do see that that transition is a lot easier for people that at least make it a little bit of intention of like 10-15 minutes at least do that.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like for me it's like I know when I'm traveling and then when I'm back I'm like right back in. Like
but that first day is always like, oh man, this was hard.
Yes, but it doesn't, like, for me, mentally, it's not going to stop me from showing up.
Okay.
I'm still going to show up. Like, the morning I got back
because you have the discipline now.
It's the discipline. Yeah, it's just like, I know I need to get back. Like, I just wasn't on for however many days. Like, I have to go back now. Like, that's my routine when I'm here. Yeah.
Once you establish the discipline, the motivation doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the discipline and you're going and you're traveling, you should definitely try. Like if you're still early on, right? If you're doing something traveling and there's some type of like structure that you're starting, but it depends where you're at in your history of working out, right? And that's where I'm like, all right, hey, if you're still fairly new to working out and you're a person that travels quite a bit, you should try to keep that structure even in your travels.
Yeah.
Agree. And so. Tell me a little bit. I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but I know we got into your music career. But I'm so interested. How did you get into the music career?
Yeah, so the music career is part of my life. So
were your parents? Were your parents in the music?
My dad's a musician.
Okay, all right.
So my dad's a bass player.
Okay.
Amongst many other things.
Cool.
My mom loves music. She used to put headphones on her stomach when she was pregnant with me.
Okay.
And she would play like classical music. So
wow.
I give them both the credit.
Kudos.
Yeah.
Kudos. Okay.
So I started taking piano lessons when I was 5 years old, and then when I was 8 years old, I started like singing all over the place in the house, and they put me in some vocal lessons.
Okay.
And then I hated practicing piano, but I'm classically trained, took piano for 8 years.
Okay.
I can read music and all that.
Okay.
But wanted to focus on voice.
Did you ever do like choir or something like that?
Yeah, when I got into, I went to Catholic school for a couple years up until
sure
second grade. Well, not really, because they don't have like, it's all like they sing in Latin. In
so you had
Catholic
to learn Latin
church.
in order to.
Yeah, I mean, I got in trouble a lot in Catholic school because I was always humming in the classroom. So they put me in the front of the room, in front of the chalkboard, dating myself, right next to the teacher.
Google what a chalkboard is, guys.
It's green chalkboard. Like, that was going to stop me from humming. Like, it didn't stop. I was always in the principal's office in Catholic school. My parents took me out, put me in public school. I played saxophone. I played clarinet. And then there was no choir in middle school, but when I moved to Florida, I joined choir in high school.
Okay.
And I also did it in college. An a cappella group, gospel choir, traditional choir. And then I started my like professional music career when I finished college. So like around 2013, 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your first gig? Like official, like that you feel like, oh, that was like I got paid, you know?
Oh man. It was probably with this band. It's an interesting. So it was a Steely Dan cover band, and I was 20 something, and all these guys were 60 plus.
Wow.
And my dad got me this audition to be a background singer, right?
Okay.
I was singing like in high school and talent competitions
Yeah.
and stuff. And I was in this band, and you know,
so if it must have felt out of place, like
totally.
you're
And I hated the music, but I was just so young. Like I didn't know how to appreciate it.
Yeah,
I didn't know, like I didn't understand the learning experience.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, this is great music.
Yeah.
It's so complex. Like I learned so much from these guys.
now you
know?
love it so much.
Yeah. And I'm forever grateful for them. But then I couldn't see it. And so I was singing, and they would bring me out to sing Amy Winehouse songs because that's what I love to sing.
Okay.
And I did that for a couple of years. Learned how to take the mic off the stand and have stage presence and do all these different things and lead a band. And that was the first. I would say that was my first job, like as a musician.
Dope.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, but you also, how do you classify yourself? Like you're just a musician, vocalist, or like
I have a portfolio career.
You have a portfolio career. Okay.
I'm a multi-hyphenate.
Okay.
So on the music
Because
side,
you DJ too, right? Like I feel like you produce music as well.
I mean, I can. I don't know how to like do all. I mean, for the adapt stuff, I learned how to do it.
Okay.
But yeah, singer, songwriter, DJ.
Okay.
I can like compose a bit, and that's mostly like on the music side. But I also have a full-time tech career.
Okay.
I'm a senior UX researcher at a big finance company.
Okay.
And I mentor design students as well.
I'm saying that because you have found ways of like evolving and continuing to be curious and continuing to like drive value to yourself. And I oftentimes I oversee some of the staff here. And it's usually the conversation in a very different capacity, but it's still the same kind of like concept where it's like, all right, hey, you're a trainer, great, go do a specialization, right? Whatever your interest is, right? And usually that's where they're starting off, and then eventually it comes to a point where, okay, maybe the next area for them to explore is some managerial skill set, right? Maybe leading a program, a group, or maybe other staff members. And then from there, all right, do you want to know a different aspect, the business side? And some trainers do, or some trainers explore it, and they're like, no, I'd rather be more of a practitioner. Okay, cool. Now do another certification or whatever. The point is, right, that you should continue to evolve and work at your craft.
I agree.
And it's really cool to see that, happening and that you're doing that for yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it depends on, I'm a lifelong learner. Like I would maybe go back for a doctorate at some point. I have a master's in sociology. And
what would you do if you would go?
Psychology or like holistic medicine.
Same. I would do something behavioral based or communications.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple others that I've thought of. Maybe something AI, like whatever the doctorates come out to be for that.
Yeah.
But I think it also depends, like whether or not you want to continue learning and building yourself as like the kind of person that you are. Like, what kind of lifestyle do you want? And so, like, I have this big, grandiose idea of the life that I want, and so it's just like I have to work for it, and that makes me motivated, disciplined, ambitious to keep hustling for what I want.
Okay. Are you a person that has what is it called? It's like a board, like a goals board or
like a vision board.
A vision board. There we go.
I was just cleaning out my room and I found my old vision board.
Okay.
I don't have one right now, but I write down my goals every year and like my intentions and things like that. Because they change as you change.
Yeah.
But on that one, I think it was from 2020. was 3 photos of the Grammys.
Okay. And
now I'm in
you have a picture of the Grammys, right? Like,
yeah, now I can go. Now I go every year. Now
Okay.
I'm on a board
That's
now
awesome.
of the Grammys. Like
And you
now
get to
I'm
vote
like,
for-
and I get to vote for them. And
That's
like,
so dope.
I'm like, that's really cool. Like nominations next. You know, it's just like
it's so important to write your goals. I have something like that. I do flashcards.
cool.
And so I do flashcard, like big, wild. We call them wigs. Wild, interesting goals.
Cool. I like that.
Wildly interesting goals, whatever you want to. And in the back, I'll be 3 process goals. And like you said, all right, that one's a little bit far fetched, but it's still great to kind of if you don't do it for yourself, somebody else is gonna do it for you, or you're gonna be working for somebody else's goals too.
Yep, exactly.
Very cool. What is your, I guess you said doctorate. What would be right now one of your fitness goals right now?
To continue where I'm at, kind of. So I started personal training back in September. It's been almost a year.
Yeah.
And I've definitely seen improvements in my strength, in my shape, in all of those things, and also like in my injury that I have. And so to just continue growing and building that way, I would say just longevity is my goal, like in general. You know, like I don't have to win a competition. I don't have to
For sure.
be the best there ever was, but
Can you shed some light on that? Because you're a person that, I mean, you've come to our gym and you've done a little bit of everything within our halls, within our DAP HQ. You've done group classes. You work with some of our personal trainers. Why do you think you've seen the difference now that you've seen in the last year?
I mean, I feel like personal training helps because it's accountability. Like one of the only times where I'm not thinking about everything in my life and that what I want to do is when I'm in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not on my phone. Someone is teaching me something. I'm so zoned in a class for 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise, I'm just like thinking, like, what's the next thing? The next thing
Yep.
I have to check off the list. And being able to have like a training session once a week is helpful because, they understand my goals. It also keeps me more motivated to stay on my nutrition game. It's not the best. Like I'm not a perfect eater. I'm really not. I mean, I'm pescatarian, so like I've been pescatarian for like 14 years.
Okay.
And I think just seeing the results makes me want to continue.
For sure.
It
keeps kind of like the eye on the prize, so to speak.
Exactly.
I'm only asking that because, and it depends on what you're trying to accomplish, right? We have a lot of different services here at Adapt. You can come in, use our facility. We have equipment, open gym style, right? Obviously, our membership comes with classes included. And depending on how many times you want to come to class, you can do that, right? And that can give you some type of structure, right? But at the end of the day, they are large group classes, right? Not saying that they're cookie cutter workouts, right? Because we do put some emphasis and some thought process into that programming. But at the end of the day, right, you are in a class atmosphere where, hey, not every single thing can be tailored to you in that particular moment.
Yeah.
And so, yes, while that can hold you accountable and that can give you the socialization that could also, help as well, right? And you'll start seeing some progress at the end of the day, right? Especially as we get older, right? We start realizing that we sometimes need some personalization and it doesn't have to be a lot, right? I mean, you alluded to you're a person that comes and sees a personal trainer once a week, and you've been doing this for about a year, and you've seen, right? Because oftentimes people think, well, it's like, all right, if I work with a personal trainer, do I have to work with them 2 to 3, 4, 5? I mean, good for you if you could do that.
Yeah.
And power to you. You have the financial means to it, because I'm not gonna lie to anybody. It does.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Yeah, it's not cheap, right? And that's part of it, right? That's another reason why it's also held you accountable. But I'm only saying that because even that degree of dosage over a long period of time can have a profound impact, and it could definitely get you to that goal. You just need to have the patience and, give yourself the grace to understand that, like, hey, it's going to take some time, right?
Yeah.
Especially when, hey, we're human. We're gonna live a little bit, right? Like, I tell people, like, hey, what is the true expectation for you to lose this weight? He's like, well, I want to lose it in 3 months. Okay, well, are you going to do X, Y, Z, like the way that it needs to be? And that means no shortcuts. You can't deviate off this, right? Because if not, you were going to add a couple more months on the back end for sure. And that's okay, but let's be real about that.
Yeah.
From the get-go. And I wanted people to hear that, because it's like, wow, like you're seeing, you're an active class member, and then you come actively to work with a personal trainer. Or you're working with Marcus. Yeah. And so, even if it is maybe just once a week, or it could be just for like a seasonally, right? Some people can't do it consistently that long, but we always do recommend that you see a trainer to kind of like get a baseline and a extra set of eyes, right? To hold you accountable, even if it is for a brief period of time.
Yeah. Once you like see them also, you know what you should be doing to achieve the goals. And you remember them scolding you when you're not doing it right.
You're like, man, you start thinking them outside of your hour. You're like, oh my God.
And then you text them when you're hurting the next day. So it's nice.
Oh my God. I wanted to kind of, as a person that's been with us for quite some time, and as a person that has, struggled with your fitness journey, especially early on, right? I wanted your perspective and what would be your recommendation to somebody that's intimidated to walk into, per se an Adapt or, for the first time?
I think coming to a gym that offers classes and a welcoming community is so much nicer and such a better way to ease yourself in than to going to a place that doesn't offer that. Like, for example, like just one of your cookie cutter gyms. I won't say any names. I mentioned them earlier. But everyone in a gym like this, maybe they're farther along like in their fitness journey, but they are here to support you and like help you. They're not going to, at least not in my experience, we're not going to treat anybody badly for coming in and wanting to improve themselves. Like, we just want to cheer you on and like push you forward and help hold you accountable, because like I know how hard it is. Like, it's been there. I've been there, you know, like I used to weigh 235 pounds. Like, I've been there. Yeah. So having the people to push you and just hold you accountable and the community around it is super helpful. So that's why I think like Adapt is a great place to do that.
Well, and like you said, everybody in that, and hopefully in that community, remembers their day one.
Yeah, exactly.
And they know how hard it is, and that's why they want to help you get into day two.
Exactly.
Into day
like,
three.
We want to see you win, you know?
Yeah,
like
for sure. Very cool. So what about if somebody is struggling to stay consistent? What would be one piece of advice? So you got your new people that, maybe are hesitant, right? What would be something for people that like I said, they're a couple years down the road, but like they've had a lot of peaks and valleys, which is natural, right? Seasons. What helps you when you're struggling to be consistent to kind of get back on your game?
I feel like it's just a lot of times it's me versus me. Say I'm in my head for a day and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I just have to like push myself, having accountability to myself, but also with other people. So one thing that I've found like in the past is that I had to let certain people go, not totally, but like love them from a distance. And they were my close group of people because we just weren't aligned anymore like that. Like I was going one direction and they were going another, which is totally fine. Yeah. But like if you are struggling, and you're really having like peaks and valleys in your fitness journey, find a group of friends who doesn't have that. Yeah. Go join a club.
That share the same interests.
Join a run club, join a ruck club, cycling club. There's trillions of social clubs out now for like fitness, especially here in Miami. Go do that, and like that will keep you motivated to keep it moving. For sure.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, finding commonality, right? And it may very well be with a different audience, but you have to recognize that as well. You alluded to something as like you have that internal battle. I sometimes think of, am I making a choice that my younger self would be proud of? That's sometimes hard because it's like, hey, you know, that's very that's very harsh in terms of like, well, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's okay.
Yeah.
Right? Like, will I be proud of this decision, you know, in a couple of years from now?
I totally agree. I was going to say, like, some days you need a rest day. Like, you need that. You need to listen to your body, especially as you get older.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, like, you have to think about in a year, you know, will I regret this?
Yeah.
You know, like, that's how I even started my musical journey. I was deciding between law school and making music and becoming a singer, and I saw this video of this woman basically in hospice, and she was talking about how she wished she did some things and like what she regretted in life. And I was like, what would I regret? I was like, I would regret not chasing becoming a musician, even if it goes nowhere. And so it's those kind of things, like, where do you want to be? You have to push yourself, you know, and get a group of people, therapy, like whatever it is around you, so you can become that person, because only you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of we've alluded to it in previous episodes. It's like being comfortable and it's like the event horizon concept, where it's like you're looking off into the future, and that goal is a series of decisions, right? And some days, like you said, some days it's gonna have to be a rest day, but some days it's gonna have to be like, hey, you don't want to do it, but you got to do it because you made the decision, and that was what was that was what you valued and prioritized, and so now you have to show up to it. You know, if not, then it's okay. Switch your goal, switch your events, right? Very cool. So this is where we get to the part where I ask you a bunch of rapid questions and you answer.
Okay.
This is the part where I don't give these questions off to the speaker or the guest, and that way we kind of catch them off guard, and they give us their best impromptu answer. Okay, so favorite class?
At the gym?
Mm-hmm.
I like the chipper ones. Those are on Wednesdays.
So Wednesdays. Okay, a hybrid. Okay, all right. Favorite coach? Ooh, be careful because she does have a personal trainer.
I have a trainer. Skip. I have too many. I don't know. I love Marcus and Ben.
Okay. All right.
You're also great.
I call him. It's okay. It's all right.
I never did classes with you.
At this point, no, that's a lie.
Not anymore. You don't really teach classes.
Fair. You know, I'm a different stage in my life.
Yeah. I get it.
My favorite coach is no, never mind. I'm not gonna do that. My favorite child. Favorite exercise.
Favorite exercise. I don't know. Probably one of the ones that builds me the most, even though I hate it. I don't know. Maybe like when I'm training, doing like weighted like back squats or something.
Okay, so you're more of a squat. Glutes. Okay, you want more squats.
I mean, I want to build the glutes. So anything that's building the glutes. Yeah.
I want the booty stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, hamstring curls. Give me the hinges.
Those. Yeah, I like hinges. Hinges are good. I hate burpees.
Okay. Yeah. No. Hate them. Burpees don't build ass. All right. So I guess that would be your least favorite exercise.
Yeah, burpees, 100%.
Morning or evening workouts?
Morning.
Okay. All right. Favorite post exercise meal?
Probably just like a fish and
pescatarian. Okay. Yeah. So all right, I'll double down on that one. Favorite fish?
Salmon right now, or a whitefish. I'm not really too picky. I don't like tuna steak. It's too thick. So anything that's like a thick cut, I don't like.
I mean,
I'm picky.
A good swordfish.
A little picky.
Good swordfish.
I like grouper, Chilean sea bass.
Okay. All right. Okay.
What's the other one that starts with a B? I can't think about it.
Yeah, that's all right. One word to describe Adapt.
Ravishing.
Oh. Okay. Was not expecting that one. That's definitely. I'm gonna have a board here of what's one habit you've built because of Adapt?
One habit I've built because of Adapt. The cold plunge.
Ooh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Using the cold plunge.
Mhm.
All right. How long can you be in there?
Not that long. I'm on and off with it, but it's still like
love-hate
it's
relationship.
still a habit, you know.
Okay,
I still try to
alright.
do it at least once a week.
Okay,
I
cool.
think my max was like 3 to 5 minutes. It's not that long.
Okay. And it doesn't have to be that.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 to 3 minutes, 1 or 2 times a week,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And even then, you know, like, hey, did you get in? Good for you.
Exactly.
That's a win.
Mm-hmm.
What's something you are proud of today that you couldn't do when you started with Adapt?
When I started
Back in 2015, right? Oh, sorry, not
2020.
2015. 2020.
Oh man. I feel like in general my push-ups and my pull-ups have gotten better. I still
Okay.
do them assisted style,
That's
but
okay.
I will say like specifically in the last year. So I have a torn meniscus in my right knee.
Okay.
And it's like deteriorating on the left side and some knee stuff going on. And it was like to a point where I was wearing a knee brace every day and I couldn't do certain things, but now I can do everything again. So I'm most proud of that.
And you're not always wearing a knee brace,
I don't
too.
wear it anymore
Okay.
at all. But I was wearing it every day for
Dope.
like at least 6 to 8 months.
Okay. All right. Good. Awesome. All right. And then the last one, favorite singer.
Amy Winehouse.
Ooh, I thought you were going to say that because you said it earlier in the episode. I was like,
It's between her and D'Angelo, but
Okay.
Amy Winehouse.
Okay. All right. I mean, I can't argue there. All right. Facility announcements for you guys. And, you know, this is August and we're getting back into the swing of it. You know, summer's been, I mean, in Miami, summer is never really truly gone, right? It always feels like summer. But I'm saying this because, you know, kids are getting back into school. People are getting back into the routine. And rightfully so, around this time, people start getting back into their gym routine, right? It's kind of like the natural season where people, you start seeing the gyms start getting busy, right? And so what we do at Adapt is that we run our Adapt Challenge. And it's usually 21 days. So if you're interested, it's open to our community, our current members, but also anybody that is on the fringe about starting, about joining a community such as ours. So if you're listening, hopefully you're watching as well. Be sure to either call, reach out, stop by front desk, and definitely get some more info on that. Other things that we have. In September, the first Saturday of the month is basically our Community Saturday. September is a big Community Saturday for us because, and first Saturdays are typically big, but it is our 10-year plus one. We missed the mark on our 10-year kind of anniversary, so we're doing a spinoff of a 10 years plus one annual party,
Nice.
celebration of Adapt, and so you know. Like every big Adapt community Saturday, we have fitness class, we have all sorts of recovery kind of services, we have vendors. It's a big community fair kind of involving, but this one's going to be even bigger because we will be celebrating and giving back to all of the people that have been in this journey with us. We're going to be giving T-shirts depending on how long you've been at Adapt. You know, it'll be kind of like everybody will have like different swag. There's going to be some raffles. I mean, it's going to be really cool. I'm excited for it. So be on the lookout for that. It's the perfect opportunity to bring in loved ones. Everything's on the house. Everything's through our Adapt Foundation, which all the proceeds, basically anything that gets donated on that day goes to sponsoring underprivileged, under-resourced youth in our programs at Adapt. And so be on the lookout for that. You don't have to wait for a Community Saturday to come by, say hi, to join, to, you know, see what's happening. But it is definitely a great opportunity. And so with that being said, to kind of close it off, I wanted to just make sure to inform everybody that, you know, when we have these discussions, oftentimes I'm having these discussions with other members, other coaches, and ultimately the theme of it is that, you know, we've recognized that when you're training in a community such as this, right, we realize that it's not about, you know, who can accumulate the most fatigue, who can accumulate the most intensity points. Yes, those are cool things, right? That kind of serves as a motivation. Really, our community is about accumulating skills, awareness, and the progress that you need to build towards your goal. And when people truly understand that, and they find a community, hopefully you join ours, that's when you tend to be successful, not only in your fitness, but in your life, as you can see with our lovely guest here, that is on that progression in their life. And so if you found value in today's conversation, please leave us a rating, a review. That all helps us. Find us on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple. And please help us reach more people, continue to bring these conversations to our community. Emily, it's been an absolute pleasure. Once again, I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, because you are the Adapt voice. That voice that you hear at the intro is her. She is an amazing individual, and I'm so happy to have you in our community.
Thank you so much. Ooh,
It's okay.
that's going to be loud.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Of
It's
course.
been wonderful for the Adapt Collective.
Yes. Once again, what's Instagram? How do I
Soulful
find
Soul, SOLEFULSOUL, or my website is soleilworld.com.
it? Yeah, and follow her on Spotify.
All the things.
New song, by the way, right?
Yeah, just dropped a song last week, video next week. It's called Heartstrings, bluesy love song.
I love your Jolene.
Thank you.
I love
The
that.
Jolene cover.
Yes, I love that
Thank you.
song. All right, guys, stay tuned for the next episode. Peace.